Hi everyone. This is the second in a series of my explainer videos where I talk about the solution that I came up with for certain challenges related to JavaScript from the Exercism platform. The latest little challenge that I passed was related to converting a number to binary and then decoding that binary number into a secret handshake, as this puzzle describes. You can see on the screen here in the description of the puzzle that if the first number, the rightmost number, is a 1, that we should decode that to a wink, and then we work our way along. Do we have a 1 in the second column? If we do, then we include a double blink in the secret handshake, and so on. And if the the fifth column or the rightmost digit is a 1, then we actually reverse the order of the instructions there. And there's an example given here where if the input number was 26, we should include a conversion of that number to binary in our program, decode that as the what is it, the double wink, the jump, and then because there's a 1, we reverse it. So then we go jump, double blink, and that would be the output that we give. So let's jump into how I solved it. This is by no means the most elegant, and I saw some very compact, very elegant solutions to this shown on the Exercism site. And if you want, you can. I'll include a link for this, and you can go and have a close look at those. But just to help in my own sort of reasoning and understanding, I'll just step through how I did it, and certainly open to criticisms and suggestions. And it's all part of the learning process. Uh, so let's step through how the commands function that I built works. It takes an input and then analyzes it and outputs the actions that are dictated according to the secret handshake protocol. To do this, I initialize an empty binary string, and then I use a for loop to basically decode the input, which is a decimal number, and output a binary number. It'll run 5 times through the loop because we don't expect any inputs greater than 31, and 31 can be represented using 5 binary digits. And then the inside the for loop, which is decrementing each time, we check to see if the input is greater than a certain number. And in the first instance, the index I is 4. So we check and see if the input is greater than or equal to 2 to the power of 4. So is it greater than or equal to the number 8? And if it is, then we add 1 to the binary string, and we reduce the input by whatever number we just checked for. In this case, it was 8. And then we'll analyze for the in subsequent loops for smaller powers of 2, which will be the other digits of the binary number. If it doesn't satisfy that requirement, that it has a number greater than or equal to that 2 to the power of whatever the index is, then we just add a 0, concatenate a 0 onto that string. So yeah, the index is decrementing by 1 each time. So next we'll check for if there's any number, if it's greater than 4, whatever the residue is greater than 4, then greater than 2, and greater than 1, and so on, until we've exhausted the index, and the for loop will end, and we'll have our binary string. I left a console log in here. I just wanted to check to make sure that the binary string was being produced correctly. And then now that we've got the binary string, we need to decode it. And for reference, I define an array with 4 different secret handshake gestures, I guess. and those are the options, the action options, and then I also initialize an empty array called action directed, and this is what we'll be returning from this function as our response. I institute a new for loop here, um, which which is going to examine each character of the binary string that we just produced. So the index that we'll be referring to initially will be one less than the length of the binary string, because the first position in an array has index 0. So that will allow us to start um, effectively start at the end, because we'll work our way from right to left in the analysis as was directed in the outline for the challenge, and we'll continue doing that so long as the index is greater than 0. So we'll just go right up until we've exhausted the binary string length. And we're reducing that index position that we're looking at by 1 each time. So we check and we say, we look to see if the binary string has the character at the index of I inside the binary string is a 1. And if it is, then we are going to push the correct or the relevant action into the action directed array, and we push the correct one in by using the push method on the action options array, and the index we specify will be the index that we're referring to, or I in the loop, less 1. And again, that's just to a correction, because array's first index is 0. So if we're looking at what should we say? If we're looking at index position 5, index position 4, the rightmost character of a 5-digit binary string, I will be 5 minus 1, so I will equal 4. It satisfies the conditions for the for loop, and then we'll check the character at position 4 of the binary string, and let's assume that that is a 1, and if it is, then this inside the condition inside is satisfied, and this statement will apply. We will be pushing I, which is 4 minus 1, so that'll be index position 3 of the action options array, 0, 1, 2, 3, which is the wink. So we'll be adding wink to the action directed array. And this for loop will work its way through the binary string and applying the actions that ought to apply if there's a 1 at that position. And I have another console log here because I wanted to check to make sure the actions directed was making sense when I was running the program. And then there was another condition there, which was to check if the binary string character at the front, I guess, whether the binary string, the first character on the left was a 1, and if it was, you had to reverse the order of the actions. And so that's what's happening here, checking at character at 0. If it happens to be a 1, then I'll return the directed actions array in reverse. But if that's not the case, if it happens to be a 0 or absent, then I'll just return the actions array as we built it. I should mention, and I think I missed this on the way through. This character at 0 is not analyzed in the for loop that comes just before it, because there is kind of no actual gesture associated with it. It's just a question about whether to reverse the array or not, and that's why the condition of this for loop is I is greater than 0 instead of I is greater than or equal to 0, like when we were decoding the input itself. So that's the program. I'll just show the test. Okay, I've just opened up the terminal now, and I'll run the npm test here to see that the program passes. Although we know that it should be okay because we saw the approval on the Exercism website earlier, I think. Here goes the test. Yeah, so it satisfies all those tests. 23 passed, and it's very satisfying when you see this all the green ticks. So as I work along and build these little programs, you're in a battle to get to get these all to turn green. So it's very satisfying when you finally get there. Yeah, I know it was a bit of a simpler little puzzle, this one, but they're all a bit of fun. It's all part of the journey. If anyone is helped by seeing this, then that's fantastic. But the primary purpose is just to help me sort of describe what I've done to improve my own understanding of JavaScript, and there's a bit of fun with video editing and learning how to present a picture-in-picture and tutorials and such. So thanks if you followed along this far, and see you in the next one. Bye.